What the actual fuck is this movie? Hello, everybody. My name is the Prince of FNAF, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. And of course, if you like the content seen in tonight's video, then be sure to hit that like button and notification bell. That way, you'll indeed be notified for any awesome videos like this in the future. And with that out of the way, we're gonna jump in to tonight's crazy action packed review. So, let's get started. Now, this movie is supposedly based on a series of manga, which are Japanese comic books originating from, of course, Japan. Where else would they come from? And after seeing some promotional images for this movie when the movie originally came out in 2019, I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, whatever. But then this movie recently popped up as trending on Netflix's trending movie list. And so I'm like, maybe I'll give it a watch and just check it out. If it sucks, it sucks. And as it may initially appear as a movie about a weird robot girl with bug eyes, I actually found myself invested in the movie's storyline and the characters as a whole. So the movie opens up with an older gentleman as he's making his way through a scrapyard, which is located right under a floating city. And all of the junk from that floating city gets dumped down into this other city, which is kind of this low income place. And the people supposedly that live up on the city that's in the sky are basically the higher ups. So this guy, this older gentleman, he's looking through the scraps to see if he can find anything because he basically is the medic down in where they live in this low income place. And so he's basically looking for parts that he can bring back to his lab so that he can help people who've lost their arms in whatever means and basically give them augmented limbs that are much better than their original fleshy organic limbs. So he finds this body of a robot, brings it back to his workshop, puts it back together, and that is the main character of the movie, which is Alita, which is named after his daughter who died during an augment attack in the city above back when he lived up there. It's not actually explained how he got down to the kind of low income city, but it's the movie doesn't really need to explain it anyway. He's down there, he's helping this girl discover who she is because after he brought her back online, well, yes, she retains her brain and her original core, everything else is new. Her whole physical appearance is all new. So she doesn't really remember who she is, and so she's trying to find out who she is. And as she does this different stuff down in this place, it slowly occurs to her that she used to be some kind of warrior, and she used to fight in the city above. The interesting part about this is the opening scenes of the movie seem to go along the lines of her just kind of learning everything again. She kind of doesn't remember anything about her past life and her being a kind of military unit, and so she kind of just does things that a regular teenager would do, like doing street sports and hanging out with boys and all that jazz. Which is actually pretty cool. It gives us a sense of her as a character, and it's pretty cool. And then she sees this tournament thing that's kind of like this, where all these people who are kind of augments like her, they basically race around a track and they fight each other, and they basically kick this ball around. It's kind of like a more violent basketball tournament type game, only you're like kind of fighting each other on a track. I don't really understand it. It's weird, but it's a really cool scene. So she joins that thinking that maybe she can raise enough money for her and her friend to make it up to the city above. And obviously things go wrong because apparently she's a really good fighter after she kicks the shit out of some other guys in an alleyway. And so all of the higher ups are like, we need to get that robot, destroy her. She can't be allowed to live. And so she enters this race, and all of these bounty hunters join in the race, pretending to be part of this football type game that they have down there. And so she beats the shit out of all of them, and then she finds out that her boyfriend is being chased by one of the bounty hunters. She freaking goes over there, saves him, cuts the guy's face off. The guy actually ends up being killed. Her love interest in this movie ends up being killed, and so she ends up connecting his head. She decapitates him, and ends up connecting his head to her heart, and then brings him back to her father, so that he can basically build her boyfriend an augmented body. His boyfriend wakes up, tries to go up to the city, then gets killed by the all-seeing person. I forget what he's called, but yeah, she gets killed, falls into the streets below, and then she kind of makes it her duty to win all of the football-like games down in her town, so that she can make her way up to the city and kill the guy who's basically foreseeing everything that's happening around her. The movie was really good. The action scenes were awesome, and I thought it was really good. For a movie that strictly relies on CGI rendered characters, it really felt like the characters were real. And while yes, the main character has huge bug eyes, you can kind of get behind it because she isn't a person; she's a cyborg robot type character, which is cool. Um, I would have liked to get my hands on some comic books because that's the original source material that the movie is running off of. But hey, I thought it was a great movie. I give this movie just on a casual viewer because I don't know anything about this universe. But as a casual viewer, I give it a 8 out of 10. I thought it was a really good movie, and I can't wait to see what they do with the sequel. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed my look at Alita Battle Angel. Quite a crazy movie, but I gotta say it's worth the watch. It may look weird in the promotional images and in the commercials, but you gotta give this movie a shot. It's really good. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Do take care. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys in the next video.